Let me drop a bomb on this one real quick. Hold up. Let me do one more time. Yeah.
This is a Feed the Culture Mix Show exclusive.
You know what it is. It's your boy R.O. Big FTC, Big Apex. Shh. Gotta censor myself because I got a mother in the building. Thank you for everything that y'all doing, liking, subscribing, and everything that y'all been doing, supporting the Feed the Culture family and all of that. Make sure you do your due diligence, like and subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and whatever. Tonight, here's the thing. The woman that's standing in front of me, fun fact, that's my former roommate's mother. Okay? And having conversations with him about how his mom's intellect and how she's into things is kind of like reminds me of my mother. Shout out Eyes Chosen Few, by the way.
All right.
And I'm sitting there seeing this woman putting, this year, what, your first play?
First play.
First play together. And she's coming with some impactful stuff. Not no Three Little Piggies, not no other craziness, but some impactful stuff.
That's right.
And it kind of resonates with her personally. Tonight, on Shooting the Shh, we have the one and only Miss Karen. How you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome.
I know that's right.
That's right. I'm awesome.
I know that's right. So I think he was coming from rehearsal, right?
Yes, we're just coming from our last rehearsal before the big show next week.
Oh man.
Yes.
So let me ask you, are you just the director or are you in it?
I'm everything. Yes, I'm the producer.
Okay.
Director.
Okay.
And I played Mother Hale in this phenomenal play.
Let me drop a bomb on that one. Oh, jack of all trades. I know that's right. Now,
yes.
Now let me ask you this though. Like, for those who know you,
okay,
you are the mother of area rapper Eyes Chosen Few.
Eyes Chosen Few.
AKA Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out that video. What was the name of the song again?
That one is the tribute to Mother Hale.
The tribute to Mother Hale. My man got the afro, the whole nine. He got the whole thing, but it's a wonderful song. And then for those who don't think he has that, like he can't be versatile.
Oh, he's very versatile.
He shut that down with that one.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I felt like I said, absolutely. Oh my God, I wanted to go like I'm.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And that was the purpose. That's right.
So let's get this off on the good foot.
Okay, let's get it on the good foot.
All right.
And that was James Brown. You know that, right? Get on the good foot.
See, the more you know, the more you know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, Miss Karen, give us who is Miss Karen and where are you from?
Well, Miss Karen is the producer and director of the Mother Hale stage play. Mm-hmm. But I'm from Arlington, Virginia. I was born in D.C. and I was raised in Arlington, Virginia, not too far from the Pentagon.
So, okay. So, what part of D.C. was you like?
I was born in Southeast.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. No, ain't nothing wrong. Okay.
No.
But it's starting to make sense because how your demeanor is.
Yes.
Like how you business oriented.
Business and yes, I was born in Washington D.C. Mm-hmm. and raised in Arlington, Virginia. Okay. Not too far from the Pentagon, but I was raised in a neighborhood called Highview Park.
Okay.
Many call it Halls Hill.
Okay.
And it was one of 3, 4 maybe black communities in Arlington. Because at the time I was growing up in Arlington, it was only maybe 11% black. But we all lived in our own communities. Right. And we were woke. We knew what it meant to be proud and black. We knew how to be entrepreneurs. We had doctors and lawyers and people owned their own shoe companies, all these in our own community, which was about 11 or 12 streets. But we were woke people.
Yeah, and like, can you give us like the time frame? Like, so what was this, like the 70s?
Well, I'm an old lady. So I was born in 62, for those y'all want to know.
Okay.
Okay, I am 62.
Okay.
I just never realized 62. But I was, so this is from, for me, 69 on up. I graduated from high school in Arlington in the 80s.
What was the name of that high school?
Washington Lee. I don't know what they call it now because, they changed all these names.
I think they changed that name because of the controversy behind it or something like that.
Yeah, trying to make white folks feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, I don't know what it's called now, but it was Washington Lee High School. Yeah.
Okay. Now, from your upbringing, from being in all of that, like what's
Yes.
going on, like especially at that time.
Yes.
You know, what can you say like got you into making stage plays? What was the first thing to trigger you to say you want to get into doing stage plays?
To get into stage plays, I started taking drama. And
This was when you was in high school, correct?
Well, I started in middle school.
Okay.
Middle school to high school, I took drama. And actually, if you ever heard of, I'm sure you all have, Sandra Bullock was one of my classmates. And doing Washington Lee. So I've always loved it. I've always loved it. I've always been creative. I always had been a visionary. I could see things and put things together. As a young child, we always had our shows. You know, back then we didn't have social media. So we had to go outside and play. You know?
Yes,
so what we did was had talent shows. We always had talent shows in the neighborhood, all the kids. And so we were just a talented group of people. I can't sing, but they could sing, dance. I dance very well. Poetry. We loved poetry. We loved Langston Hughes. You know, those were the people we grew up listening to, learning from. So we always like put on shows. And so and I just loved it.
Okay, so in a sense, you would say, was it you going to your school and the surroundings that inspired you to make the stage plays?
My neighborhood, my community, Like I said, it was in the 70s. And if you go back a little bit, in 1970, we had the first Miss Black America. So that was a big thing for us. And I was only 10 years old at that time. And that was a very big thing for us. So by the time 1972 came around, then we started having Miss Black teen. They were in like Miss Black Arlington, Miss Black Falls Church, Miss Black. So we were always participating in those, you know, pageants. And in the pageant, you had to have a talent. So mine was poetry. I love poetry. I love writing. My mother was a great writer. She wrote a few of my poems. So those were the things that we just did. We had a great recreation center. At our recreation center, there was arts and crafts. There was drama. There was poetry. We always had that around us.
Right. So the next thing I'm going to ask is, now with this stage play, Let me. How can I put this now? Like with all that you told me,
yes,
just in this hindsight, right? What made you out of all, like, because out of the creative vision and everything that you had, right? What was it that made you pick this particular person to make this your
right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy. It was easy because when I was 18, I was in high school. I was graduating. And at this point, they would give us these journals. And you had to write down, once you graduate, what were you going to do, who you were going to be, all those things. I had absolutely no idea. I just knew I was graduating. I was ready to get out of school. I was 18. I got to leave home because, you know, back then it was like you go to college or you go to, you know, work. So I was already working. But one day I just happened to be sitting in the cafeteria board. Actually, I was skipping class, to be honest with you. I was skipping class. So I was sitting in there, and I walked to the library, and it was a Jet magazine there. I love Jet magazine.
Yeah, it was like it was Jet and Ebony.
Jet and Ebony. Now, in our household, that's all we had.
That's a fact.
The Jet magazine, the Ebony magazine. We had books on Malcolm X, Rat Brown. You know, those are the people who inspired us, and then we lived our lives by. So when I seen the Jet magazine, it had Reverend Jesse Jackson on the front cover. I love Reverend Jesse Jackson.
With the afro?
You know it.
Okay, with the afro.
You know it, right?
Okay.
So I picked it up and I read it. And in the article, he was standing next to this woman, and her name was Clara McBride Hale. And I was like, well, who is she? So I'm reading it, and then they talked about how she was in Harlem. And at this time, Harlem was saturated with heroin. The unemployment rate was the highest in America, and it was overpopulated. You could barely even walk on the sidewalk. There was so many people living there and living in poverty.
Right.
They talked about the drug epidemic and how these babies were being left in the alleys, in the stairwells, because the people were so high, getting high for that dope. Women were dying, ODing with needles in their arms, but the baby is breastfeeding them, and they were left all over the place. No one cared about these black babies. this one woman started taking these babies in. One was her daughter found a young lady that was high on the, about to drop the baby on the concrete. So she said, take your baby to my mother. My mother will take care of this baby. Gave her the address, and the lady ended up taking, it actually was a young mother, took the baby to Mother Hale. And she just took care of that baby. She walked her through her addiction, no medicine. She walked that baby day and night until that baby would heal. The addict, the mother addict, went back and told her other addicts, don't leave your baby on the street. Don't discard your baby. It's this lady will take care of your baby, and she don't charge nothing. She must be crazy, but she do good with children. So every addict would take their baby to Mother Hale. At one time, she had 22 children in bassinets, in little beds, in her 2-bedroom apartment. She wasn't getting a dime for these kids. It was from the love of God that she took care of these kids, and she nurtured. So when I read that article, I was like, this is unbelievable. How can one person love somebody else this much that she don't ask for a dime and she just do it out the goodness of her heart? I said, I want to be like her. I want to be like her. Never heard of foster care before. Didn't know what foster care was. Never heard of it. And I was like, wow, I want to do this. So I started looking at stuff and I say, oh, wow. Then a few months later, I'm off in college. Doing my thing.
What college you went to?
I went to Virginia State University. Go Trojans.
Okay.
So I'm in school, and guess what? I'm looking at the president, Ronald Reagan then, and he's on TV doing the Union address, and he says, there's an American hero here, and I would like to acknowledge her. And he said, please stand up. Clara McBride Hale. They call her Mother Hale.
But you know what? Let me get a clap on that one. Let me get a clap on that one. But here's the irony of it, right? Here's the irony of it. Even though Mother Hale did everything that she did,
right?
And of all people, Ronald Reagan,
yes.
Even though we know what Ronald Reagan did to the community,
called her an American hero, because you can't deny that, can you?
Right. You can't.
Right. So when I said, well, I want to be like that. I want to love like that's a powerful love. So I said, well, I'm going to do foster care because I want to be like her.
Right.
And then from that, then I'm doing foster care. And then I found out she was a daycare provider first. So now I'm doing daycare. Then she's doing adoption. I'm doing adoption. And I followed her path. And God has blessed me every step of the way. Abundantly.
Hold on. Let me get another clap on that one. Hold on.
Abundantly.
Now, for those who know, like that be in tune with this, right? I done gave a lot of claps and cheers on the soundboard. More than I normally would in the earlier of the episode because it's really, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you this, though, Moms. Like, now, with Mother Hale
yes,
doing so many things for the children, you and her have a lot in common.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
As I can take it. Now,
yeah, right.
When it comes to helping out children, you know, and all of that, you know, foster care, you know, and you said that's what you want to do, but you did do it.
I did do it,
So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, of course, I have 4 biological children whom I love more than anything in the world. But now we have 6 adopted children.
So that's a grand total of 10.
Yeah, I always wanted 10 kids. And you know what? I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. When I learned that I could have foster kids and adopt kids, don't have to have no kids, and I still got 10. Look how that happened. God just blessed me. I didn't have to have 6 more babies. God just He gave them to me. And I love each and one. And what the great thing about them is they all love each other as brothers and sisters. And they're not all just black children. And I'm sorry, I use the word black because I was born in 62, raised in the state. Black is beautiful. Yeah. So I don't get into African American. I don't say that often. Yeah. You're going to hear me say black. But they love each other as brothers and sisters. And I've had all children from all walks of life. Even not just the adopted ones. I have 2 now. One is Spanish, one is Caucasian. But I've had children from Ethiopia, Asia. I've had children from all over the world. And I would tell you, once you take them in, love them and care for them, it really doesn't make a difference. It doesn't.
So basically what she's saying, y'all, like, it don't matter if they biological.
Don't make a difference.
If you putting that time in and you giving them jewels and the directions, you know, that's the way to go.
That's the way to go.
And see, the thing about it is that, you know, I just don't be understanding, like, you know, children is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
You being able to have one and produce one and take care of and walk in the, your legacy. But you have some people that might not be in the right frame of mind. You might have people that, excuse my language, might not give a fuck about that shit. Just like how you was hinting like with Mother Hale, like how you had these women that were using drugs.
Right.
Preferably heroin.
It was heroin,
and you talking, and Mother Hale was from Harlem around about the 70s with that heroin was something.
Yeah.
Frank Lucas and all of them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just to give y'all that.
Let's keep it real.
Just to give y'all that. But I just to, for people to offload the kid, some people got to look at it from this point of view. I would rather, if I'm fucked up, excuse my language.
There you go.
If I'm fucked up, I'm not about to put my child in danger. I want to at least give my child a way out.
Absolutely.
So what people was taking from that was that, hey, I know I'm a mess.
Right.
Let me give it to this woman.
Absolutely.
Or sometimes in present time, you have the same scenario, but then you have these kids in this system, that like you would have to rebuild them. Meaning like
absolutely.
Meaning like, okay, so like you got to kind of reassure these kids. Yes. Even like like, hey, I love you. This is what I like to do. This is what I want you. I'm here. I got you. You're not gonna get passed on again. You're not gonna you're gonna feel love. You're gonna feel everything because of the simple fact that's what keeps the whole world going is with love and promise and all this other stuff. So with that being said, I'm gonna salute you on that. 10. That's a whole basketball team.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And it takes time because you have to remember that trauma doesn't heal overnight.
That's right.
Something happened to you when you're 2 or 3 years old and you don't have the language to express it. But when you're 10, 12, 14, and something triggers you, and then you remember, but now you have the words to express it.
Yes.
So even though it happened a long time ago, you might just start acting it out years later. And that's one thing that people need to understand when they are taking care of children, whether it's their family members or children who come through foster care or adoption, that it takes time. Time heals all. It really do.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll be so frustrating, you feel like you want to throw in the towel. But you might be throwing that towel in just a little too soon.
Yeah. You might be throwing
just
in the towel.
a little too soon.
Yeah, you might, because I feel like, for me personally, like, in my point of view, like, I know it's not foster care, but I understand, like, my father, like, my biological father wasn't really there. So it was just me and my mother.
Right.
And then my stepfather, and everything like that. And I didn't understand this until I got older.
Okay.
So, people got to realize is that, like, with boys and girls, even though, like, the boys need the mom.
Right.
They need that nurturing, but they also need that father.
Absolutely.
And, with the females need the mother, but they definitely need the father.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because, at the same time, it's like it's all about giving these kids a chance.
Right.
Now, I don't really I'm in a woke conversation, right? So I'm going to just tell people how, my girlfriend, her son, like his father ain't there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But then I had a person I used to deal with from a previous relationship that I'm still, like a father to him.
Right. Good for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Oz know that because Oz was there most. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I try to tell them is like, because I look at the world from how I see it was given.
Okay.
Like I'm not, by all means, like I read the autobiography of Malcolm X.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the 5th grade.
There you go.
I got brothers that read the Quran. I
there
got
you go.
brothers that, all of this and just enlightening myself. So what I tell the children is that, listen, you're a child of color.
That's right.
Automatically, you have one against you. You're a child of color and you're a male. You got 2 against you.
That's right.
I said, but at the end of the day, don't let what I'm telling you diminish your thought process so that you can't achieve your maximum capabilities. Because there's people in this world that keep you from doing it.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of people, like I tell everybody, a lot of people put a lot of bad juju on everybody because, like, for example, you're doing a stage play. Now, as much as people might not understand your vision,
right?
The Most High gave you that vision to do that.
Absolutely.
So anybody that don't like, because you probably, I don't know if you heard people say, well, if you expressed your thoughts, because I mean you're a Pisces, I'm a Pisces.
Okay, so
so the number one thing when people come to us, like we express an idea,
right?
And we know, and as a Pisces, we know it's going to work.
We know it.
Because we already did the research
Exactly.
before we brought the idea up.
Exactly.
So when we bring the idea up, and the person's like, well, I don't know. And that's really frustrating. I'm like, all right, fuck all that. Excuse my language. Like, forget all that.
Right.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you come in with this, did you express this to anybody else and somebody say, I don't know about this play? Or
Yes, a couple of people did. Yeah. 2 for 2. One, people are afraid to tell the story of Clara McBride Hale, the true story. And I won't water her down. I'll tell the truth. Okay? That's number one. And number 2, people are afraid oftentimes to fail, which I think there's never any failure. There are only lessons. But more importantly, people don't want to invest in their own self.
Hold on, let me drop a bomb on that. Hold on. Woo-wee! Hold on, let me bring another one back. Hold on, let me drop another one. Because
it's just the truth.
Because I'm hear me out. Now, because off the bat, like even though you do stage space, you also are a businesswoman.
I'm a businesswoman, right?
As well.
Yes, I have businesses.
You know, the thing is about investing in yourself. I think people be scared
to death.
Like, okay,
they're scared.
No risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward. People don't want to spend their own money because somewhere down the line they believe the bullshit that they got to spend other people's money. When you spend other people's money, they dictate the direction and where you're going. I don't want anybody to dictate where I'm going. I already know where I'm going. I see where I'm going.
But wouldn't that be like kind of like, I understand people, and you know, I understand people like the investors, but that is more like kind of like the business version of a pimp.
To me. But that's just me.
Okay.
And maybe it's the Pisces.
No. That's how I thought about it. You know,
when someone comes in, when it's something I want to do, I do it.
Right.
I invest in myself. I don't have to buy clothes this year. I don't have to buy a Birkin bag. I don't have to buy my Mercedes. I don't have to buy this because I'm investing myself and I'm invested in this.
Yes.
When I invest my own money, can't nobody tell me what to do because it's my money. If I lose my money, all is well with my soul because it's my money.
Right.
But if I lose your money, I might got to hear your mouth.
Yeah.
Or you're going to dictate what you think it should be. Or you don't like what I wrote because it might embarrass some politicians or you don't want to get political. So you want me to water it down because you invested your money in me. It doesn't work like that. I don't have a problem investing my own money. I will risk it all for what I believe in. And I don't have a problem with that because at the end of the day, you're going to get what you put in always. What comes around, goes around. Always. And for those who don't know, money is nothing but energy. It's a currency. It's going to keep on moving. But if you don't spend it, you don't circulate it, you don't get it back. It's that simple.
Another bomb. Now, as far as like, we talking about investing.
Yes.
Investing in yourself.
Yes, got to do that.
So you taking the due diligence of bringing Mother Hale Story to the forefront.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this question. This one. Now, how long did it take you to find the right casting and the right people to play the people and the representation of your vision?
Of my vision.
Because you know, like, because here's what I'm saying. All right. So before we get to this, I'm gonna just say this, right?
Okay.
So at screenplays, right? And I know
Yes.
everybody watch this. Plays, screens, whatever movies we want to talk about.
Okay. Okay.
So Miss Karen, she's having casting calls, having things like that. I watched the whole due diligence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I watched everything, casting calls, everything. And I want to say it. You have the right group of people to play, to pull this right. You know what I'm saying? To make it go where to go. And that's good. But we both know, like, example, like, so remember, like, Lifetime.
Yes.
Okay. So they had a Michael Jackson movie.
Goodness.
About Lifetime. Right?
Okay.
And they had Flex Alexander play Michael Jackson.
Now you know that's a miscast.
Now he doesn't, but here's the thing, when, this is when he was brown-skinned Michael Jackson, right?
Okay.
No disrespect to the king.
Right.
But then when it was the light-skinned Michael Jackson, they just put white paint on the man and lipstick.
Right.
I give you one better.
That's so rude.
I give you, all right, that's one. I give you the Bobby Brown story. Now, everybody knows that the best person to play Bobby Brown is I forgot his Woody. The boy Woody. He plays on Power. His name's Kane.
Oh yes,
but
yes.
he's the one that played him in the New Edition story.
Okay.
And the actual Bobby Brown movie that came after the New Edition story. BT. Great casting.
Yes.
Excellent casting. You know. But you get to the Bobby Brown joint. Was the Bobby Christina movie on Lifetime or something like that?
Okay.
And then they had my guy that played Weebay from The Wire being Bobby Brown. Then when they had the Whitney Houston biopic, I'm like, yo, if you see that this guy's hitting gold with this, pay him that bread to have him that.
Right.
You end up having RZA from the Wu-Tang joint playing Bobby Brown. Like, so that's what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah, and in those instances, I think what happens is if you get different directors and producers, and they want to put their own spin on it when they're not like looking at what was before them. And I think that's where they mess up at. And a lot of times the casting agencies are not really
doing their job.
A lot of times they just not in our culture. Let's keep it real.
Right.
And so you can't really have, in my opinion, have someone that's not in our culture dictate what we look like, what we sound like, you know, it might look good to them, but we know it ain't right.
Yeah, right.
So that happens. But for me, it took a minute. I love every member of my cast. I think they're phenomenal. They all want to be there. They all work. A lot of them is the first time ever on a stage, but because they believe in what we're doing, they're going beyond the call of duty.
Now, how long? Give me the timeline. How long did it take to put? Like, because I know it goes in steps.
It goes in steps.
So, how? When did you know that you had?
It took 6 months.
Okay.
It took 6 months when I knew this is who we're going to rock with.
Okay.
It took 6 months because I'm the type of person, I'm always going to give an opportunity, especially when it's children.
Right.
I'm going to give you an opportunity. I see something in you. You might not be great at this or that, but I know how to write to make you be great.
Right.
Or I know I can put you in a certain scene that you're going to be great in. But every last one of them wanted to be there, and they were excited about being there. And then as you go on, you know, with the training, the rehearsal and stuff, they just got better and better, and I just love them. They're really great. The main character, which is Crystal Watson, she plays as a Nancy. She's the co-star in there. She is phenomenal. I knew when I first met her, she was going to be the one because she says, I know about Clara McBride Hale. The fact that she knew, and she's young, that was like, okay. And then she said she grew up in Harlem. She was on Lenny Savage.
Two for two.
So that was it.
2 for 2.
That was it. You know.
2 for 2. So it's kind of like
right. So she knew her aunts, her mother, and all. They all knew of the story of the Hale House and Clara McBride Hale. So it was for her. Now I had a hard time finding Mother Hale. I searched up and down Virginia, North Carolina, D.C. I kept trying because I love her so much, and I have embodied her myself. So I kept telling my best friend said, you play Mother Hale, you are Mother Hale. I said, no, I'm directing. I don't want to play Mother Hale. I'm directing.
Now, let me ask you a question before you do this. Now, shout out to your best friend.
Yes, Denise.
When Denise told you this, did you feel like, okay, if someone tells me this, right, and I'm going to just probably think how you might have felt, you already felt that you're bringing the story to light.
Correct.
You're doing the casting.
Correct.
And you're doing the directing.
Correct.
But you wanted everybody else to get their shine because you didn't want to make it be about you.
Exactly.
But you, out of all the casting members, you are the one that has the most information to pull this off.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
Exactly.
Right.
But I'm not thinking about that. Time is like, no, I want someone else. I want to make somebody shine. I want to, I'm writing this. This is a beautiful story. This is going to take you over the top. Give this person this opportunity. That's what I kept looking at. But then I kept auditioning. I was like, that ain't it. That ain't it. And I'm telling people, no, you got to feel it. Do you feel it in your heart? No, you got to say it like this. No, feel this. Do you feel the spirit of God here? And they weren't. And I kept saying, why aren't they getting it? I couldn't figure out where they're getting it. I said, okay, no, say it like this. Say it. And it wasn't. And I felt like I was picking on them or badgering. And it just, nope, don't want to. Nope, don't want to. And then one night, God was like, you can't find Mother Hale because you are Mother Hale. You know? So,
Ooh.
and I just embodied her spirit. And I was like, I went back and I'm reading. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I had to go back to that 18-year-old girl who said she wanted to be like Mother Hale. Mother Hale did daycare. I did daycare. Mother Hale did foster care. I did foster care. She adopted children. I adopted children. She was an advocate in her community. I fight for my community. So everything she was in me.
Right.
So I just had to bring it to life. And that's why I fight so hard for her.
I think like when I was looking at it, because you would post, you know what I'm saying, like having the practices, not the practices, the screen calls, this and that, because you're given the opportunity.
Exactly.
One thing people got to remember, if a person can't give you money, I'd rather take the opportunity over the money.
Absolutely. But we got to teach our people that.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, it's like, all right, so I'm looking, I'm looking at, because you got Eyes Chosen Few playing in it. You know what I'm saying? I think you have what Josh is playing.
Josh is a correctional officer.
Shout out Josh. You know what I'm saying? You got him. Shout out TT.
TT.
You know what I'm saying? You got her playing.
Yeah, Crystal Waters.
And then you got a couple other people too. Now, once you got your team assembled,
right?
And what people got to understand with stage plays is that a lot of people are going to do things because they believe in it and they know they can see how far it can go.
Right.
With this thing, when I contacted Oz about it, I said, yo, I want to interview your mom about this. I'm intrigued about this because I'm the type of person, if I keep seeing it,
right,
I'm like, hold on, let me
find out what this is about.
Let me find out what it's about.
Yeah.
So we set up the interview, but he told me one key thing. He said, yo, do your research on it though.
Right.
Like don't just interview a person. Right. Just to interview him, like with this one, because this is going to be different than what you normally interview. Right. So I said, I bet. So I'm sitting in the studio. I'm cool, and I'm like, all right. I pull up Wikipedia, and I'm reading. I said, oh snap! Like she was like Mother Hale was one of the ones. Now, reason why I'm bringing this up, because me and you talked off camera. Correct. About I told you about the discrepancy I had. Not with what she was doing, right? Just how her legacy after she passed was portrayed. Now, can you elaborate on that?
Yes. When I know what you read, I read the same thing when they were saying that the Hale House, which was Mother Hale's home, lost its funding because her daughter misappropriated some funds, and then they said she wasn't taking care of their kids, and they shut it down. So that was quite hurtful, and especially for me, because I was like, how could something like this happen?
Okay, is this true or is this false?
It is true, false. Okay. It can be true and false at the same time.
50-50.
50-50.
Okay.
So I'm like you. I was like, this woman did all these phenomenal things in her life, and she saved all of these lives. Black babies when nobody else gave a damn, to be honest. Nobody gave a damn. But she built from nothing. It was her and her daughter and her son. Took in all these babies. And remember I told you one time they had 22 infants. Heroin addict infants.
Trying to get them clean.
That they took care of.
Right.
No money from the government. No TANF check. No nothing. Just her and her two children, at that time, Kenneth and Lorraine, who worked. They took their money and supported this. Then they end up getting a license because somebody kept complaining and said all these kids in there, these junkies are coming around here, they don't want to see them. So the government kind of stepped in, gave her a bigger home, and she took care of all these children. And then that's when the legacy really started to build. Okay. She was so great, and I'm going to tell you this before I get to that. She was so great at everyone who believed in her. Now, you remember I said Ronald Reagan called her an American hero. But guess who gave her funding to help keep this business running? Who? Donald Trump. And I almost didn't want to mention his name, but we got to tell the truth. Donald Trump. I'm sorry for folks who don't, but I got to tell the truth because I said it can't be censored.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
Donald Trump gave money to keep the Hale House open.
And what was this? Like what?
In the 70s, late 70s, going through the 80s.
Because
let's keep it. Because Donald Trump used to hang with black folks. Let's keep it real.
No. Because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it all the way on it. So like I remember as a youngin, because I'm born in '84.
Okay.
So 70s, 80s, early 90s. Definitely the 80s, like mid 80s.
Mm-hmm.
What people don't understand is that, first of all, I'm not endorsing nobody.
No, we're not.
So, but I'm just telling you what I know.
Yes.
So let me explain this again.
Yes.
I am not endorsing anybody.
There's no endorsements here.
Okay. I remember.
Yes.
Like in '88, I was probably 4. Yeah, I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I remember, like when my uncles used to order the fights.
There you go.
They was at where?
Talk that talk.
They was at Trump Plaza.
That's right.
Because at one point in time, before Vegas, they was all the boxing fight was in Atlanta.
And
City.
who was Trump hanging around?
Don King.
You got it.
Mike Tyson.
You got it.
And
okay.
You know.
So it is what it is. It is what it is. But now he, in my opinion, he fucked up with the 5 brothers in Central Park.
Yeah.
And he wrote that ad.
Yeah,
That's where he kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But he did give money to the Hale House. He believed in the Hale House. Spike Lee gave money to the Hale House.
Okay.
Patti LaBelle. John Lennon, for us old folks, he was a member of the Beatles. Mm-hmm. He gave money. He spent his last days on Earth celebrating Christmas with those black children at the Hale House. Okay. So a lot of people were there. Now, one thing that I've researched and I found out that during the time, and I'm telling you how she was popular. She's almost like a celebrity. You have the President of the United States giving her all the accolades, the governor, the mayor, all of these people. You have, and during that time, nobody was really giving a damn about these black children. Nobody really gave a damn about foster care during this time. They didn't even have enough foster parents to put kids during this time.
Right.
Okay? So then she's getting all these accolades and all this, information. Everybody's loving her. Now here come the old white devil. Now all of a sudden, they open up all these other private agencies. And I'm saying private. Okay, it's a difference between your local government, DSS, or child family services, and private agency. Right. Just like there's a difference between private prisons and prisons, federal prisons. Okay, so look at me. So all these agencies start coming around. So now you got these agencies, but they ain't not getting no kids because they're going to Hale House. Police are dropping the babies off to Hale House. Fire department dropping the babies off at the Hale House. They're not taking them to these private agencies. Now all of a sudden, CPS is getting phone calls. Hale House got too many kids. Hale House is not working within their license. Hale House not really taking care of these kids. Hale House mistreating these kids. All of that. Because you want the business that she's getting. That's what happens a lot, not only in her particular business, but in black businesses. When you're thriving and you're doing the right thing in your community, there's that one little devil or somebody don't like what you're doing because they not getting a piece of that pie. They start lying on you. It happens. So then all of a sudden, they get a new mayor.
Giuliani?
No, this time we got Dinkins in there.
Okay.
Black Dinkins. Supposed to be a brother. But sometimes people turn to turncoats. So now all of a sudden.
I mean Oreos. We'll go ahead.
Okay. Now all of a sudden he doesn't want to have any more funding go to the Hale House. Because he's saying we don't need a Hale House anymore. Because the private agencies are here now.
Okay.
And now the private agencies have got all these foster parents now that they have signed up. So they said, we don't need a Hale House anymore. So let's take these kids and start giving them to these agencies. All right? Problem is, these agencies, foster parents, are in upstate New York. They in Staten Island. My brothers and sisters are in Harlem. How they going to get there? How they going to visit their kids? So now they're not visiting their kids. So guess what? You're saying they're not bothered with their children. They don't want to spend time with their kids. They're not showing up for these meetings. They're not showing up for court. Well, you took them out of their community. How they going to get there? They poor. They barely making it through the drug treatment program. They hardly have any dollars. But now you got their babies 3-4 hours away. Just like when you put their black daddies in jail, you send them so far that the family can't visit them. Systematic racism. That is going on then and it's going on now.
Yeah, definitely going on.
So that's what happened. So they took Mother Hale's money away. But that's when I said Donald Trump stepped in. Spike Lee stepped in. Patti LaBelle. John Lennon. I can go on and on. Basketball players. Start giving money to keep the business running. And it continued to run until her death.
And when was this?
She died in 92. Then when she died, that's when her daughter Lorraine took over.
Okay.
And that's where the stories are coming in now, that Lorraine misappropriated the funds. She wasn't taking care of the kids. She took the money and gave it to her husband, who was had a production company. But if you dig a little deeper and you know the story, and you know about systematic racism, you know about gentrification, sometimes people set shit up to make it look like something it's not.
Yeah. Because
that's simple.
Because just by listening to what you're just by listening to what you're saying, it's like, because like I said, when I seen that on the Wikipedia, I was like, I said, and the biggest thing I was trying to figure out, like, was that something that was being touched on in the play? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
okay.
I touched on it a little bit because I got to tell the truth.
Okay, cool. So the thing about it is like, I'm like, because I didn't know all the people that you was like, who was putting the money in it, but as far as I'm reading it, I'm like, nah, this don't even sound right. Because it don't. But what it sounds like at that time, if you're saying that people have private things, private businesses, private institutions, whatever, what it seems like, she was getting all the traffic.
There you go.
Okay, now I'm using it in a different term, but she was getting all the kids. But for those, for their business to make the money from the government, they needed the kids.
They needed kids.
So by them getting the kids, by them not getting no kids,
they're drowning.
They're drowning. And so to put it up to speed, let's say this: hey, I'm McDonald's, you're Burger King. I got the best burgers in the world. Everybody knows that.
Right.
They say you got another person open up another burger shop. They not getting no business.
That's right.
Because you got two people already out there. But in this circumstance, it's only one, and everybody's trying to funnel through the other. You know what I mean? So eventually, people have to understand when it comes to business, especially black-owned businesses.
Black-owned business.
It always get a black eye because they always stereotype us for doing funny stuff. Like, and that's not really the truth, because some people really take you out of the situation before you even really could do it.
Right.
See, if you saying that, like, she got, like, when I read about it, I'm like, okay, she doing what she doing, the daughter, I mean, but it doesn't make sense for the daughter to do it because the daughter was there from day one.
From day one. Used her own money to help support this.
So why would I want to, if I'm putting my money, destroy it. But the biggest thing is that people, you never believe what you hear, just what you see.
You got to research.
And then you got to research.
Got to research.
Now, with this next question. Now, this is a very important play.
Oh, let me just say this first. When they said that she stole the money and all that, she was on the executive board, the board. So they had this great big investigation, said she had like 30 charges against her. They didn't get her for not one freaking charge. Couldn't get her for one charge. So they said, we're going to let all this go away, but you have to leave the board. You can't be on the board anymore. So that's what happened. When she left the Hale House, for those who like to count money like me, when she left the Hale House, there was $12 million in the account. When this new group took over, supposed to be financial advisors and masters of this and masters of this took over, Hale House was closed within 5 years. Didn't have a dime. Start selling off all her assets. Sold her brownstone. Sold the apartment building that she had on Morningside, where she had mothers going there and rehab and take care of their babies while they were rehabbing and getting an education. They had sold all that in 5 years. Now answer this: how can this one black woman, born in 1906, nothing but a high school education, run a business? All these years, had over 1,000 kids come through that place. Die. $12 million in the bank when they took over. And you broke and the business is gone in 5 years.
Simple. It's simple. Anybody that knows, like, if you saying that, you gotta, if you have one of the, all right, so if the daughter's on the board, that is the one closest to the actual pure of the dream.
Say that.
Right? Like, that's the purest person
That's
to
right.
that. If you get her out,
There you go.
that they didn't even buy her out. They just they get her out of the situation, and then you have other people infiltrate to take the money. The whole thing was just about taking the money. Like, because you say 12 million.
12 million.
All right. So when would this was going on?
So $12 million, and let's say she died in 92. So let's say it's about 96.
All right, so 96.
$12 million.
All right, so look, I know back in the day, in 96, I'm sorry, I'm showing my age, okay? Gas was probably about 103.
Yeah, probably.
103. You could get a Big Mac meal from McDonald's for $5. That's with fries, soda. You know what I'm saying?
Throw in the apple pie.
I throw in the apple pie, it might be 6, okay? But 12 million. Matter of fact, houses was going for in the hundreds. In the hundreds.
Thank you.
All right? 92, you could get a house, a three-story townhouse for $150. I know y'all people that's trying to be homeowners is probably like, what the hell? But I mean, I know it's different right now.
Right.
But only thing they did was just, let me get you out the way.
There you go.
I'm gonna get you for everything, cause sometimes you gotta know that there's a lot of wolves that hide in sheep clothing.
Yes.
And there's a lot of wolves that are really sheeps for real.
Yes.
So you gotta kind of like with life, it teaches you to learn how to like maneuver with people. And I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But the thing that happened with that is like, they 12 minutes.
12 million.
12 million. And this is what...
And sold off her... She had an apartment building, Morningside, New York, Harlem, apartment building.
Right.
That she raised money for these women to live. At a time where they're not even doing that now.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Then the brownstone, 5-story brownstone.
Right.
So all that is gone. And you say you needed to pay off debts.
But here's the thing. What would you need that to pay off debt? And you got 12 million.
Thank you.
In 96, if you say this happened in 96.
96, 97.
96. All right, so that's what? 01, 02?
Yeah.
And it was still kind of low back then? The biggest problem, what they did, if we're going to move on to the next question, but I'm going to just end it like this. What they did, I don't want you to reduplicate this again.
There you go.
So I'm going to take everything from you.
There you go.
So therefore, I'm going to leave you assed out. And then you're going to have to come to me to get it done. No. Hold job on. They be doing all that because we see it every day in the community.
Every day.
Like we see it every day in the community because and the thing about it is you got to really trust yourself and this is business. You have to trust yourself with the right people. Right. Because if she had the right representation, you know that 12 million would still be probably and like because with this situation right there because like you know at the time 12 million 96. Yes, we still have drug problems. I think we was kind of getting over the crack epidemic and stuff like that. Right. But it was still people
was still there. And that's what the government was saying also that we don't need a place like Hale House anymore because we don't have these problems. Yeah. The heroin addiction slowed down. It wasn't the thing.
Put it like this.
But you had crack.
Hold on.
Crack just bad.
Well, what they say back in the day, I don't know any black people that own cruise ships. Boats, so how they was getting the shit over here. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people gotta understand when it came to that time, crack, heroin, cocaine, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody say about weed. Right. Weed is just weed. Right. I don't know about this new weed. Right. Weed back then, yeah, it was good. Yeah. But this new shit, Super Zod, straight gas, 9.3 OG, whatever, I don't know. Right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody can answer that for me later, right? Right. But this is the question I'm asking. Right? All right. With this play, as we see, this play has actually now talking to you. Now I got my mind going. This play actually has a lot of legs.
Yes, it does.
So it means it could go very far.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of very far, how many cities will get to see this Mother Hale play?
Well, we are praying for 5 more. We're trying to get to Fredericksburg. Okay. We're trying to get to Woodbridge. And if anybody knows any venues or stages, hit me up on that. Then we're trying to get to Prince George County. That's Maryland. And our last leg is going to be in New York. And we're trying to get to the Rosette Theater. That's in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
So that's
so the first play was where?
that was at Hopewell.
Hopewell.
It was at the Beacon Theater.
And then
Yeah,
the one that's coming up this weekend. And
Williamsburg Regional Library Theater.
okay. What time?
It's a 1 p.m. show, so it's a matinee.
Okay. So 1 p.m. So put it like this for all my brothers and sisters.
Y'all better get there at 12:30.
I mean, cause me, I'm talking to the missus. I'm like, look, man. I said, man, we gotta go to Frederick. Not Frederick. I said we gotta go to Williamsburg. She's like, what time we leaving? I said, oh man. I said, yo, for real. If this is at 1, I said we need to be on the road no later than 9:30.
Yeah.
Cause I know
That track 64 has construction, I believe.
But see, here's the thing. That's my side. That's my side of it. Like I'm like 64, 664, all that, you know. But I'm not worried about 64. I'm not worried about 295.
Okay.
I'm just worried about 95.
Oh.
Just trying to get past the Dale City exit, maybe to this one. To make the Garrison. That's right there.
Yeah.
Once I get past Emporia,
it's good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Now, so we got Emporia's where you started at, right? Was it? No, Hopewell. Thank you. Hopewell. Mm-hmm. Then we got Fredericksburg. I mean, Williamsburg. This coming Saturday.
Right.
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
The regional library.
Yes.
Tickets on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.com.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't get on Eventbrite.com, you still come on to the door.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might have a meet and greet with Tyrone too.
Yeah.
But either way, you got that. You trying to do Fredericksburg.
Yes.
You trying to do Woodbridge. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to end it
in New York. We're going to stop in Maryland first.
Forgot Maryland.
Maryland, Prince George County.
So the next 3.
PG,
so Fredericksburg, Woodbridge, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Fredericksburg. I think you can run the circuit a little bit more too.
Think so?
Because it has a lot of layers to it.
It does.
You know, like I said, I'm not telling you to like anything that you got don't change it. But
you're saying.
But it has it because I think the bigger picture is this. What I'm going to explain next.
Okay.
So, since we know how many areas you touching,
right?
All right. What is your favorite screenplay of all time?
I just seen it last year, but I read the book many years ago.
Hold up. I think I know what you about to say.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Hold on. You said you read the book many years, but you saw it last year.
You don't know.
But let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you.
What you gonna say?
Okay. Is the one that you saw last year? It was a movie, right? Did it become a movie?
No, it's been a movie.
Okay. So this was the reboot of that. Yeah. I know which one you saw.
No, you don't.
Which one is it then?
You're too young.
What?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, dang. You got me on that one. Hold on. She got me on that one.
You too young to Kill a Mockingbird.
But you know what I was about to say?
What were you going to say? Because it's probably one of my favorites too. What were you going to say?
Because the reboot came out last year. It was a stage play.
Okay.
It was it became I don't know. Correct me if it was a stage play first, but I know the book came first.
Okay. What is this?
Color Purple.
Oh, I love The Color Purple. I saw when it first came out. I went to Tyson's Corner Mall to see it. Mm-hmm. Me and my best friends, and we saw it back to back 3 times. The same day.
Yeah, but to see the thing.
Yeah.
But To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, I might need to peep that.
I'm old.
No. But see, that's probably because. Hold on, To Kill a Mockingbird. Ain't that with James Earl Jones was in that joint?
He was in it, and I can't think of the other gentleman. I can't think of it, but that's when they had the black man on trial. Mm-hmm. You know, they said he whistled at somebody's wife or something. You know, the stories that's always been told down south. But I just love that, you know, because the way the lawyer fought for him. And but it was his kids, and he was teaching his kids, you know, how to be fair to everyone. But it was just old.
Now, because I thought, because like I said, there was another.
The Color Purple was good.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's a lot of screenplays.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, another one, what was it? Goodness. Can't even think of it. It just left my head. Even Diddy played in it once.
What, Fences?
No, that was good too.
Yeah, Fences was tough. I
love that.
Because I remember I was like, it was funny because I was researching the Mother Hale thing. I'm on Instagram. And I don't know, I was just looking at movie clips and stuff, but then the movie clips became screenplays.
Okay.
So it was like, because I seen Fences. Like, I mean, the actual movie with Denzel playing the father
Yeah.
and all that. That was good.
Yeah.
I think Denzel might be one of the GOATs. But
It gotta be.
But I'm going to say this, though.
Oh, guess somebody else.
The way James Earl Jones played that father and Courtney B. Vance played that son.
Let me tell you.
The way that translated into see people,
Yes.
it translated, you were like, oh, snap. And it
Yes.
makes you like, you know, okay, like, I mean,
James Earl Jones, he is like undeniable. No one could replace him. His voice.
Yeah.
His voice just carries on. But yeah. Oh, I'll tell you the other one I loved. I said, what did he? Raising in the Sun.
Heard about that one.
Yeah.
I think I read the book.
You read the book. You read the book.
I think that was on the required reading.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
To Kill a Mockingbird, Raising
Raise
the
the
Sun.
Sun. Yes.
Yeah.
Raise the Sun is a really good one. And I seen that what's the name? Debbie Allen's sister.
Oh, Claire Huxtable.
Yeah, but
Felicia Rashad.
Right,
Yeah.
Felicia Rashad. Yeah, she played the mother and Diddy played the son. And that was really good. I mean, because her acting is superb.
Yeah,
So
that's like, I think, like, with Felicia Rashad, that's like the best. Like I said, when you have black women, like, really giving you the essence of being a black woman and being a mother,
yeah.
she don't want to take the
Yeah.
cake. Not knocking any other TV
Right.
moms, but she's the one.
Man, her voice and the facial expressions, her eye, everything about her. Yeah.
So let me ask you this though, right? What is some jewels? What is some advice you can give to up and comers that's either doing this or wanting to write a stage play? Like how would you like? What is the advice you would give to them?
I would first tell them to write. Just write. Don't wait for the thought or erase it because you don't think it's good. Just write because you're going to always rewrite. You just got to get started, basically, is what I'm saying. Just get started. Then find associations, you know, like the Black Art Theater, the Black Theaters, associations that you can join because that way you go to conferences and workshops just to help, you know, with your craft. But the main thing is to just get started and don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Say don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
I think that's the whole thing.
That is the whole
That's
thing.
the whole message.
Because if you invest in yourself, you get started.
Yeah,
but if you're waiting around for somebody to invest in you, it could be a year gone by, 3 years gone by, 5 years gone by. Then it's if I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Invest in yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Set a goal, you know, open up a separate saving account. Say, I'm going to save this money. You can do it.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this question. Because we getting it. we about to wrap it up in a minute. Let me ask you this, though. Is there another screenplay after this that you think about working on?
Yes. And you know, this one is dear to my heart. And like I say, I invest in myself, so I get to tell the story, right? But the one I'm looking at right now, thinking about is, well, two of them. One I'm doing is Harriet Tubman in A Sojourner Truth. But that's easy. You know, I've been studying them for years.
Yeah.
But the one story that I want to really tell and I'm working on is the Tuskegee Airmen. But it's not just about them being an airman in the flight. I'm going to talk about that syphilis that they stuck in their arm. That's the story I want to tell, how they took these black men and injected them with syphilis and how they died and how they suffered because the government wanted to see how they could get a cure for it. But that's the story I'm telling. That's the story I'm telling. How our beautiful, powerful black men who were there to be a pilot and how these people used them. But they stood there because they wanted to make history. They wanted to be a part.
Right.
But I want to talk about how those little devils used and abused them. That story has to be told. This is what happened to them. Let's tell that story.
Absolutely. Now, I think that, you know, I think you're on your way. I think
Appreciate that.
I mean, because I think we had the directors touch on certain things.
Right.
But then over time, they try to fade him away.
Yeah.
I.e. Spike Lee. Like, people don't understand, like, you know, when he tells the story of how he had to get the funding for Malcolm X.
Right.
And I remember, like I said, I told you, I read the book when I was young, but then when I watched the movie, I said, oh, I see why. Because that movie, like, I can watch, like, yes, I can watch all the gangster flicks, but that's the most gangsterous flick that you can ever see as a black man. Because when you watch it, it's like, oh, okay. You see how it's put together. You see how, you know what I mean? So I think what you're doing is that you starting something, and I think you're going to touch on a lot of things. And, you know, as a community, one thing we can do is support it.
Right.
Definitely, you know, because you're making people aware of what's going on or what was prior.
Right.
Because you lived through it.
Right.
See, this is
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So let me give you a little clap on that. Let me give you a little clap because it's like what you're doing now.
But hold on, but you know what? Too? There's nothing new under the sun. It's my cousin used to always tell me that. Now, if you think about what they did to Mother Hale, and now look at what happened to businesses today.
Right.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
There's nothing new. So if you learn about the trickery from the past, you might can see it when it's coming your way.
What they say?
With the trickery?
The game don't change, just the players?
That's it.
Yeah.
What's new?
Ain't nothing new.
What's new?
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Like you know, I remember when I was a kid, and I used to do little retarded stuff. My mom you know, my mom always used to tell me, like, you act like I ain't never been a kid before. You think I've been this age my whole life.
Right.
I said, I know what you're going to do before you do it.
Because I did it.
Because I did it, you know?
Absolutely.
But
yeah,
what does 2024 have in store for Miss Karen and KB Productions?
2024.
And beyond. And beyond.
And beyond. Because this year we're going to just finish out these last shows. And my goal, like I said, is really to bring awareness to Mother Hale, the story of Clara McBride Hale, the stories of Harlem, and other stories of our history, our people. I think it's important that we know our history because it's going to answer a lot of questions about what's going on with us today in our future. People been trying to stop us from day one, but we have so much information and so much talent, so much intelligence that if we just come together and put it out there, we're unstoppable. And that's what I expect our people to be unstoppable, especially the young brothers that I know, that I've watched grow up.
Right.
I expect them to be unstoppable.
I know that's right.
I don't like when they settle for less. I expect them to be unstoppable. And that's why I always encourage people to have businesses. I encourage that because it's great to have a job because you can use that money to invest in yourself, invest in your business.
Right.
But a job just means that just over broke. That's what a job stands for. Just over broke.
A lot of bombs, a lot of claps.
And when you're just over broke,
yeah,
then you are tied to the apron strings of the establishment that is giving you that money. But when you go get your own money, your own legal, clean money,
right,
and invest it in yourself and circulate that money,
right,
that money gonna keep coming back and back and back and back because it only can circulate, gonna keep coming back. But when you got a job and you just overboat, you just trying to pay your bill, you just trying to survive, living for just enough. So I'm going to encourage all my brothers and sisters to become entrepreneurs and start setting up businesses so we can circulate the money and circulate in our own community. Now we helping each other.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, I mean, like, you know, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's run it back one more time.
Yes.
What we got going on this Saturday coming up?
So this Saturday, August 24th at the Williamsburg Regional Library, Amazing Grace, the Mother Hale Story.
Address?
515 Scotland Drive, Williamsburg, Virginia. Right on off the highway. Can't miss it.
I mean, hey,
can't miss it.
Know, I mean, we will.
I
will be in attendance.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We're taping live, so that's the great thing about it.
Now.
So I need an audience.
Okay, yeah, we'll be in the building. If y'all don't know, if y'all saw earlier on here, you saw Eyes Chosen Few right behind me, getting content footage. But that is Tyrone.
That's Tyrone.
That is Tyrone.
Yeah, Isaac plays Tyrone. Tyrone is a great character. He was a young man in Harlem who had children, like Isaac got, and he fought for his community. He stood up. He spoke his truth, and a lot of politicians didn't like him. Police didn't like him because
Yeah.
He spoke the truth. Sometimes people don't like you speaking the truth.
So here's the thing about the truth. Like, it's all about the truth. It depends what's the intent for it. Because some people say the truth out of maliciousness,
right?
Because they feel hurt,
right?
But some, and also that's the tone of how you come at it,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So but we got this going down.
Yes,
we got this. We got this going down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This Saturday, 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Williamsburg.
You
know what I'm saying? Public library.
It has a beautiful theater.
Yeah. So we got that going on. So